Breaking news. Scientists have just found these massive structures 2 kilometers below the pyramids. Now, you may have seen some of these headlines in the past couple of days, but is it really as groundbreaking as it may seem? I'm Roy, I'm a marine archaeologist, and I'm here to break it down for you. The way I see it, there are 3 main problems with these claims. Number 1, the scientists claim to have used a remote sensing technique called synthetic aperture radar, which is SAR for short, to detect these structures under the pyramids. Now, this method uses a sensor to emit radar waves to the surface of the Earth, and it can create very high resolution images. This method is used by geologists to track changes on the surface of the Earth. Now, on occasions, it can also see through vegetation or even identify structures that are below the surface. But in no means can it actually detect things that are 2 kilometers below the surface of the Earth. Even other more traditional methods like ground penetrating radar are only good to up to 100 meters, and even then there are issues with that. So to say that they were able to detect something 2 kilometers below the ground doesn't seem likely, and unfortunately there isn't any data that we can actually verify. Now, they do claim to have done this with proprietary software. However, the data is not available, so we can't actually know for sure if they were able to achieve this. Number 2, they claim that these structures are 38,000 years old when the pyramids themselves are only about 4,000, 4,500 years old. So how is that even possible? Now, they base this claim on ancient texts. However, there aren't even ancient texts from that far back. In fact, some of the most ancient texts from Egypt, like the Narmer Palette, are only about 5,000 years old. In order to date things that are that old, you would need to sample, for example, for radiocarbon dating. But it doesn't appear that they did that, and we can't even know because, again, there's nothing that's been published. Which leads me into number 3. They took a very unusual approach by releasing it to the press before actually publishing any of the scientific data. Now, this is problematic to say the least, because they haven't allowed for a peer review process of the data before making such bold claims. So if we take all this into account, it doesn't seem likely that they made these discoveries, and all they tried to do was push their narrative to the public, especially when discussing some of the biggest mysteries in history, like the pyramids. So that's my take on this, and I hope it helped. I put all of my sources in the first comment below in case you want to know more information. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and follow for more stories about our past.